today, I looked at the market. It was doing well today, and then at the close, I looked at my portfolio when the stock market had closed, and I'm like, I made a teacher's salary from Milwaukee today. So I was like, what happened? And I realized that SMH went crazy. What, $14?
SMH is
SMH is
that's different.
The gift that keeps giving. SMH went crazy today. How much did SMH go up today?
$12.
$12 today. How much did AMD go up today?
AMD
almost 10.
Yeah, AMD was up 7.
Yeah. So between those two bad boys, it was a good day. It was a good day. So being that, we can never talk about these situations enough. Is SMH the number one question that I get? Because I always talk about SMH. We talk about SMH all the time. The number one question that I get from everybody is, when is SMH going to pull back? When's a good time to invest in SMH? Is it too late? Is it too late to invest in SMH?
I'll let Ian go first.
No, it's not too late.
Because I know what I'm going to say.
Made you money, put yes in chat. Best price would be $261.94. If you want a deeper dip, $255. Please write those prices down. You guys keep at this is like if in the 1970s you're like, when is oil going to be a bad investment? The era's not over. AI, gaming, metaverse, every chip, like every phone needs more. AMD, Nvidia, number one. SMH, like it's like a tier. Like you can go back and forth between Kobe, LeBron, Durant. Like you're good with all three. Yeah. I like AMD first, Nvidia second. SMH is powerful. Stop thinking that you have to. A lot of you are like, well, I need to know how to fish on my own. You see everybody, man, teach a man to fish for himself. I'm like, most of y'all won't even get in the boat every day to fish for yourself. Let me put this on the plate for you. Put the little seasoning on it. Put the little fat fries on there. There you go. Get rich. AMD, Nvidia, SMH for the next 9 years at least. You'll be good. SMH is going to go to 649.38 in 4 years. You can miss out if you want to.
You've been warned.
That's the crystal ball. Like, and I think you can bring up a good point, Ian. A lot of times people invest in something and they'll make gains in it. And it's like, let me go find something else to make gains in. And it's like, well, that worked for you. Why wouldn't you stay in that position and just make it a longer term position or add to the position? Like we try to reinvent things. Like if we went up, and I won't say percentages, shout out to everybody else at the Apollo. But if it
phenomenal performance, I'll say that.
If it worked in
on stage and in the portfolio.
Appreciate you. If it worked in SMH, and I don't know how many times we got to talk about semiconductors before you realize, like, yo, we're pretty heavily invested in semiconductors. It's an amazing investment. In fact, I just checked SMH. Nvidia is now the number one allocation inside. It used to be TSM.
And that's why I like SMH.
You know what I'm saying? For a long time, it was TSM. For the past maybe year and a half, maybe 2 years, TSM, obviously, we spoke about that. And people are asking, is TSM? TSM is just wait. Just wait.
TSM is Kyrie, not playing right now. Nvidia, Durant, killing. Give him the ball.
No. It's Steph right now. We ain't gonna say Durant. It's Steph right now.
And that's the reason why the ETF strategy, I'm a lot because we talked about it before. If one doesn't perform, there's others, 10 others, 15 others in it that's gonna make up for the one performance.
And that is the best. I still use that analogy. Like when I ask people, and I did this yesterday, I was teaching a couple of people about investing. I said, look, think of Apple. Or let's think of Nvidia as Steph Curry, right? And think of SMH as the Western Conference All-Stars. Which one are you going to invest in? Yep. Right? Somebody will tell me Steph Curry. Troy has my
permission to use that. Rest of you don't. I don't
want to. It is the best. When I say this, they get it right away. I'm like, look, you can invest in Steph, but what happens if he pulls his groin? Right? That's a lot of exposure, right? You're gonna feel the effects in your portfolio. But if Steph pulls his groin on a Western Conference All-Star team, right? The Western Conference All-Star team could still win the game, right? He might not score 30, give you 36 and 6, right? That he does as an individual. He might
cook y'all in 2K if I got the Western All-Stars.
15, 7, and 7, but 15 and 7, 7 is great when you got LeBron on your team and you got AD on your team and you got Kawhi and Paul George on your team. Go with the All-Star team, y'all. That's what ETFs are. Strong ETFs are All-Star teams. And like I just said, TSM was the number one allocation, but that's the beauty of ETFs, right? They can reallocate, right? So if Nvidia is running, now more money's poured into Nvidia. Now that it becomes the number one position inside of the ETF.
Reallocation is a real rotation. Y'all need to worry. Remember when y'all worried about that last year? What about rotation?
That's a bar. Say it again. That's a bar.
Reallocation is the real rotation. Remember, everybody was teaching you rotation. They rotated y'all to brokenness. This is the real rotation that matters the most. ETF or index is going to put the leader in the space in the #1 allocation slot, and you'll be good. I want you guys to put this in chat. Investing is very easy. All I have to do is follow the blueprint.
Even XLK, right? That's one of our positions as well. That another ETF.
QQQ went crazy today too.
Incredible.
Went crazy today.
Incredible. QQQ is incredible. XLK, Apple for the past 2 years has been the #1 allocation inside of XLK. It is now Microsoft.
Oh baby.
Yeah,
it's simple, man. Yep. Investing is not
44% of the fund is Apple and Microsoft. 44%. But
when I tell y'all should be 25% of your allocation, like that's overweighted because Randall P. Jones in 1987 said I should only have 8%. Ask people what their net worth is, man, when they're telling you this. There's a difference between, as my grandmother would say, sound reason and reason that sounds good. People can talk your ear off. Ask them will they give you some money. That's how you know who is actually doing well in investing. And shout out to everybody that I blessed on stage Friday.
Or like the Notorious B. Oh yeah, he definitely made it rain. When like the Notorious B.I.G. said, he's talking it but ain't living it.
That's what I really wanted to say.
He's talking it but ain't living it.
That really was my title at first. Yo, let me show you we really living it.
He's talking it but ain't living it. Shout, rest in peace to Big. Yeah. Remember 8 months ago when we went on the Breakfast Club the first time, and I talked about QQQ, and I said the option call. I'm up 147% on that call.
Did they listen?
It's on documented. It was.
Why are you being a diplomat today?
He's on a different type of time.
Man, you being so peaceful. I want you to go crazy.
Sometimes when you hear information, you gotta listen, man. The information is there right in front of us.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
Mic drop. Bag drop.
Bag drop.